What's up? I did not have. You know how you try to. I went in there, like, see, Dollar Tree. They went up on each item probably a couple of years ago. Probably 3 years ago. It was two, no, $1.02, but they went up to 1.31. They say 25 cents, 25 cents extra, but with tax and all, it's 1.31 for each item. You know what I'm saying? And you know how you try to save as much as possible, and sometimes you still be a dollar and you be over $1 short with whatever you trying to get, and you be trying to see if you can take certain things and take it out of there. But I don't think food stamps. I don't think food stamps does that, from what I'm understanding, unless it was cash. To me, I think it's just a way, it's just figuring out a way that this whole society is just based upon nothing but money. It always have been like that. It just gets worse over time. But white people ain't never been suffering like they don't suffer like that. See, all the laws that they go up on stuff, it don't affect this. If a law go into effect, some things now it's like just in a store called Ross's, right? Grocery store, which I'm not too far from. A bucket of butter, a little gallon of butter is $10 right now. $9.99. Now you know that don't make no damn sense. To me, they doing it against us because they hate us. They hate the blacks, Hispanics, because our people are the Jews. We fit the curses of being the Jews, and that's what they envious of. That's really what them high prices is all about. Because think about it. They can they have machines where they create money, dollar bills and stuff. They can do that. But no, they motherfucking asses is just evil. That's the evilness in them, because they just want to just use and see what our people don't understand. Though a lot of people ain't gonna like this here. A lot of our people that's working on the police force, all of them that's working on that and that's dumb and gonna continue to stay under Babylon and that stuff, they being used by the system and they don't even know it. But the people that's organization that run it, they know it, but they not gonna tell them that. You think they're gonna tell them they the real Israelites of the Bible? No, they're not gonna tell them that. The only person that will tell them that, or chance telling them, or will tell them for sure, is a person like me, and that the reason we've been in these conditions because we're Israelites according to the Bible. You know, they not gonna tell you that. You think they're gonna tell you that? Think about it. You in the military, so in that military, all of that is white culture. Anytime you talk about white military and all that type of stuff, all of that is white supremacy. Every so-called white person is in their DNA to support that. For some reason, when I was a teenager, 17 and 18, I never liked it, the military. I always had a this, that, and wasn't even an educated, couldn't read or write or nothing when I was coming up. But I do know that name military, it didn't sound right to me. People want to talk about some evil. The system is evil. A lot of people will tell you all so-called white people is not like that. All of them are not like that. But let me ask you something. Have any of those so-called good, quote-unquote, white people ever told y'all, since y'all don't have this, and I'm going to show y'all how to take a machine and create your own dollar bills and all that type of stuff. I'm going to show y'all how to do that. That's one thing that every so-called black person, Hispanic person can agree to. Have the government, have they agreed to show you how, gave you machine? Why they won't give you machine to create dollar bills for yourself? You know why they don't want to do that? It's to keep you enslaved. Because they know if they give you access to that, you can basically go to them. It won't be no purpose of them making you being a slave. It's just like going into the store buying something. Now, it don't hurt so-called white people to go up in there and do it. It ain't harming them no kind of way. They got a guy on YouTube. He goes around and help blacks, Hispanic. He's a so-called black man himself, and he they told the so-called white man told him, I don't need that. No matter how much the guy was begging, but say I pay for your food, I wouldn't do it. He refused. He said, I don't need it. The so-called white man was telling him, I don't need that. I pay for my own stuff. I don't need that. I don't need the money. He was letting them know he was well off and his people benefited off of slavery. But they not going to tell the black man or Hispanic man that work on the police force. They're not going to tell them that. But they know it. They know this information and they will not tell them that. Because they got them brainwashed. They got them in a DOS style. They got them in a the so-called white man, white woman and child. And white woman and child. They speak like a 4-tongued snake. And that they to get them. How you think our people is on their side? A lot of them is hugging them and just a slave master for them. I mean, just a slave to them, because of the so-called white man speaking with a 4th tongue. That's how it is. But our people is not going to see that. I'm mighty afraid to say, not afraid, mighty afraid. But when I say mighty afraid, I'm not talking about scared, me being scared or nothing like that. I'm talking about to interpret that, it's sad to say, that's the best word that I can find, is that a lot of our people, when they wake up, it's going to be too late. And that goes into that 2/3. All our people that work on the police force in the military, to me, that represents the 2/3. Yep. It represents the 2/3 of Israel that will die. Yeah, man. So a lot of people gonna sell their souls out to Esau. As a matter of fact, they already doing it. They've been doing it. There was a guy at Walmart I was talking to, and it happened like, you know what I'm saying? Hold on, y'all. Yeah, it ain't even. Hold on.